Everybody has a Sagittarius in their life. Everybody loves a Sagittarius. Everybody's been challenged by a Sagittarius. Everybody's learned from a Sagittarius. They are wonderful teachers. They are wonderful educators. They have so much to offer the world. I absolutely think Sagittarius people are one of the most beautiful souls in and out. If you get a bad one, though, oh my God, they're the worst, the absolute worst. I met my worst person in the universe, who was a King of Wands in reverse. He looked like he was an artist and a spiritualist, and he was a predator. Sagittarius has the ability to be super bad. Actually, there's a couple serial killers that are aligned to Sagittarius. Not to say that Sagittarius is really like that, but there's other planetary energies that could trigger that kind of out there thinking, because they are someone who can adjust to expansive ways of thinking. Their planet is Jupiter, and because of that, they can think in a more expansive way than most people. They may tolerate a lot more than most people, and they may have wider boundaries, accepting more variations of methods of lifestyles. But if they don't have that in them, they are some of the most wonderful people in the world. Sagittarius, in the native traditions, are given the elk, and in some native traditions, the owl. So both of those energies being aligned with the Sagittarian gives them a lot of, the owl being a wisdom keeper, right? Wise one, wisdom keeper. What about the Sagittarius being an elk? That shows stamina and strength, pride, and, confidence and vigor. You ever seen them going in a mating season? I think they call it rutting season. Yeah, it's quite a situation. So I think that Sagittarius as an elk is also, sort of goes with that half horse, half man, right? I can see that. I can see that energy in them, and also the energy of an owl, because of their ability to gather knowledge and expansive information about multicultural methods in all of the world. They're that person. They're that one who likes to look at all things and keeps an open heart and doesn't judge a lot. No, they don't. They leave the judging to the Scorpio. Right? Leading others to their own personal strengths is going to be your superpower this month. All right? You inspire others to reach their highest goals, their highest levels, their biggest dreams. And because of that kindness that you offer out, Sagittarius, it is reflected back. Because we are in a very auspicious time with a lot of planetary energy shifting. We don't always see it until it's after and until it's done. But we are in some very big changing times right now. And there's not much we can do but roll with it. Hang out with a Sagittarian, they'll show you how. They got that good, they got that energy to help you be okay with where you're at, because of their kindness and their wisdom all at the same time, and their unique perceptiveness or perception of a situation. So, they're going to look at it from more sides than just up, down, and around. They may see it on angles too, because they're that way. And that, I think they're going to be really good for you. If you're a person who's been around a Sagittarius, I think that they're going to be really helpful to helping you push yourself up a ladder that you want to reach. So hang out with the Sagittarius, and you'll probably have a lot of fun and do a lot of wonderful things. The shift in the universe, right? It is amazing. We can feel it. People are feeling it. But it is shifting some things or pushing some things into place that are causing the tower to show up. And that is because what isn't right has to be shaken away. What isn't good for you has to be given a bye-bye. You have to get rid of what isn't good for you. And so you're tough on things. You don't like to judge. You don't like to be harsh. You got the Judgment card here in reverse, and that tells me that, you when in doubt, you sit it the hell out. But sometimes you procrastinate, won't make a decision, and you end up, seriously having to deal with that procrastination. So you must be quicker, you must be more on the ball, right? You need to use your psychic skills. You're a very psychic individual too. I think you're spiritual, I think you're psychic, I think you have a lot of people around you that are psychic and spiritual, and there's no reason that you can't, adjust the sail on your ship so that you can get in what you want. But you may need to let go of something that's depressing you overall. With somebody around you in a relationship, I would say an important person, maybe one of your kids, maybe one of your siblings, somebody important like that, good friend, but something bitchy and whiny is going on and argumentative. Somebody's sad, somebody's hurting, and you're going to be there for them. I really love the fact that you can be and that you are, but be cautious and careful, because you might be dealing with someone who's more off the wall, okay, than you can imagine. Maybe they're just, you need a helper. So I'm going to say, Sagittarius, if you end up in a situation where you're counseling or helping someone, maybe you also advise them to get a different person to talk to, like maybe their mother, maybe their sister, maybe a counselor, maybe a doctor, right? That type of a thing. Just so that there's a second opinion and you make sure that everything's going good. If we're looking at relationships, I'm going to say some of you Sagittarius people will likely be using this month as either you're jumping into a love affair or you're jumping out. So if let's say you just got married, I know someone who did, there's a jumping in, right? And let's see what we can stir up, and this is kind of where you got to throw out this and throw out that, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? But I do see some good opportunities coming your way. If you're single, definitely this is a jumping into dating scene, a jumping into fun, having a good time. But if you're in and have been in a relationship where someone has been super depressed, you may get the feeling to jump out. So that's what I see around that. As far as money goes, I'm going to say your finances could be better. You've probably put a lot of money out into creating something or, restructuring yourself or your life. But I think those are good investments. I'm not with the petty cash and stuff like that. It's not there all the time. So yeah, you may have to be really super careful with your money. And as far as health goes, some of you, interestingly, there might be an issue with some of you about pregnancy. And I see you might put some effort, energy, or money, or something into looking into either why that is or how you can overcome this obstacle, okay? It could also represent a time of clearing that area. Maybe that area's been unusable and you need to, get it out of there. So maybe there'd be some kind of talk about that. Interesting though, because it's when I get that card, it often speaks of children. And there could be some sadness around it, but there's a desire to, have a legacy or leave a legacy. So if you don't have children, I think you're going to be looking into that. If you've got a bunch of kids already, you might be looking into removing the parts you won't be using anymore. Making more womb space. Anyway, all right. So maybe your health issues are in the pelvic area or the lower area like that. They may have to do with fertility, all of that type of thing, okay? So that might be the health issues or health concerns. As far as money goes, you want more, you need more, you have lots of ideas. So if you don't have it, you'll be finding it. If you've got money, you'll be spending a lot of it. That's August, just for you. All right?